Good morning and a huge welcome. My name's Barbara Young and I'm Chair of the Council of the Royal Veterinary College, and it's my great privilege this morning to declare the ceremony for the presentation of graduates of the Royal Veterinary College for the confirmation of degrees and awards now open.
Do please be seated. Good morning, everyone. My name is Stuart Reid, and it is my privilege to be President and Principal of the Royal Veterinary College and to welcome you here to this happiest of days in our calendar. Also a great pleasure to welcome you here to the Central Hall, Westminster, and I have to say, having been out in the environments outside, if you can't get a good photograph today, then you should take a long, hard look at yourselves. We come together, and it's great to see so many familiar faces, to re-celebrate the achievements of our graduates. And in doing so, we always remember those less fortunate than ourselves and those who can't be with us today for whatever reason, and those less fortunate than ourselves elsewhere in the world who may be suffering strife, and particularly the Ukrainians at this current time. Of course, as an epidemiologist, I have to tell you there is still a pandemic at large in the country, and whilst there is no official mandate, those of you who wish to wear masks are very welcome to do so. I can confirm that I had COVID 3 weeks ago, and I have tested negative for the last 5 days, and so those of you coming to meet me on the stage today were good. So these surroundings are particularly special. It was here that the United Nations first had its General Assembly, and also it's the site of a Gary Barlow Christmas concert, would you believe? And of course, most impressive of all, it's the place that RVC holds its graduations. I'd like to welcome a number of people here, but particularly those on the podium and reading from your left. Welcome Lizzie Locket, who is Chief Executive of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons and who will be assisting us later in the ceremony. Dr. Melissa Donald, our brand new President of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, and you'll be hearing from her also. Baroness Young has introduced herself, and then we turn to the home team, who I believe will be known to some of you, David Church, Jill Maddison, and Hilary Orpet. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I now turn to Hilary to start the conferment, or reconfirmation, I should say, of the degrees that are awarded by the Royal Veterinary College. Hilary.
Thank you.
I present to you those candidates who have achieved the foundation degree in science in veterinary nursing. Claire Louise Blaxill. Rachel Emily Bluer. Amy Louise Bruce. Georgina Ellen Curtis. Sophie Rebecca Elliott. Connie Rebecca Ellis. Elijah Farrow. Lauren Louise Fisk. Abby Orchid Gibbs. Katie Claire Louise Halbert. Kira May Havel. Rebecca Iredell. Danica Ellen Mercer. Casey Katrina Moss. Amy Lisa Pooley. Sophie Leah Russell. Charlotte Louise Sidaway. Emily Jane Street. Emily Grace Upton. Anna Rosa Seaberg Wallace. That concludes the candidates who have achieved the foundation degree. Please join us in congratulating those students. I present to you those candidates who have achieved the Foundation Degree in Science in Veterinary Nursing and the Bachelor of Science in Veterinary Nursing. Ellie Jade Alka. Jenna May Blake. Zara Grace Brown. Angela Shavaz Cabal. Georgia Rhiannon Davies. Katie Jane Davey. Mayor Kumari Dixit. Georgia Rebecca Edwards. Jessica Marie Gibb. Megan Ella Gilbert. Bethany May Green. Lowry May Hamilton. Maria Ann Jackson. Jessica Ann Kelly. Georgie Heather Labus. Rebecca Ellen Levitt, who is the winner for the first prize 2020. Georgia Beth Marsden. Hilary Edwina McGunn. Nancy Winifred McLaughlin. Zoe Catherine Morey. Shannon Louise Nichols. Amelia Zoe Panzeri, who is the winner for the first prize 2021. Laura Evelyn Reeve. Hannah Marie Sheldon. Abigail Elizabeth Smith. Jessie Jia Chi Tong. Shannon Jade Van Gaal. This concludes the presentation of the Veterinary Nursing Awards. Please can you congratulate them?
I present to you those candidates who've achieved the Bachelor of Veterinary Medicine. Elizabeth Ainsworth. Toby Frederick Alcock. Bethany Allen. Rachel Jane Andrews. Henry James Anning. Lucy Marie Armitage. Alice Hunter Ashworth. Ali Atwood. Ashley James Baker. Hannah Beth Baker. Lucy Catherine Baker. Rachel Erin Barker. Jasmine Sarah Ann Barnes. Harriet Amy Bartram Baird. Olivia Frances Bates. Zoe Marie Beck. Elizabeth Anna Bellin. Marie Catherine Belt. Sophie Elizabeth Bennett. Margot Bearzay. Sophie Louise Bevan, who has also achieved the postgraduate diploma in veterinary clinical practice. Rebecca Jane Bishop. Rachel Louise Black. Bryony Ella Twiggs Boeth. Jasmine Jade Broomhead. Jay Byrne. Emily Campbell. Kitty Pui Kwan Chan. Jasmine Lily Marina Charnock. Latta Chauhan. Luke Cherry. Lucy Margaret Mary Chivers. Grace Hoyen Chung. Patricia Wei Yin Chung. Sophie Ann Victoria Church. India Megan Tamsin Clark. Katie Samantha Clark. Lucy Clarkson. Georgia Elizabeth Cleaton. Tia Clifton. Sylvie Rose Connors. Erin James Cook. Edward George Cooper. Mary Rebecca Cordingley. Chloe June Emily Costa. Adam James Mason Cox. Lisa Jane Cripps. Penelope Ann Crocker. Sophie Jane Crossfield. Charlotte Louise Cummings. Oliver Richard Davidson. Alexander Michael Davies, who is the winner of the SU Award for Extracurricular Excellence. Helen Davis. Jemima de Courcy Island. Alice Elizabeth Dean. Rebecca Louise Dean. Amanda Rose Devlin. Lorna Dewdney. Louisa Frances Ding. Amberley Sophia Dryman. Charlie Laura Duggan. Jacqueline Duke. Charlotte Mary Duncan. Jordan Rebecca Egan. Amina Isan. Lucy Grace Ellis. Holly Elizabeth Elvins. Antonia Evans. Douglas Alexander Evans. Eleanor Alwyn Evans. Kitty Grace Evans. Rachel Sarah Farron. Lauren Michelle Fassican. Shayara Bernadette Atlanta Fernando. Isabel Jane Field. Andrew David Fisher. Stephanie Ray Christina Flicker. Jonathan Fortescue. Neve Ellie Fowler. Alexandra Rebecca Friedman. Kay Emily Gagg. Molly Bridget Hughes Garbett. Rachel Sarah Garty, who is the winner of the Royal Agricultural Society of England Prize for Research Project 2 2020 and who receives the American College of Veterinary Pathologists Award for Excellence in Veterinary Pathology 2020. Charlotte Gilbert. James Ashley Stephen Gilgan. Jia Ying Go. Hazel Valence Graham. Christina Nicole Grant. Lauren Olivia Green. Erica Grayther. Laura Elizabeth Gustafsson. Kate Hanasek, who has achieved the postgraduate diploma in veterinary clinical practice as well. Georgina Grace Harvey. Sol Huggy Svensson. Charlotte Helen Hayes. Tiffany Siobhan Harrington. Ume Hewitt. Charles David Kenneth Hyam. Alexander James Hill. Toby Charles Hill. Nathaniel James Hind. Charlotte Catherine Hitch. Nicholas Ho. Scarlett Marina Hodgkins. Francesca Saskia Hoxbergen. Rebecca Louise Holmes. Barnaby Edmund Howarth. Dulcie Ann Thomas Howe. Cassie Ann Howell. Zi Ching Xu. Joanne Olivia Humphrey. Alexander Richard Huppert. Clara Marianne Ilish Wilborn. Ming Huan Joyce Ip. Ju Yeon Vicky Yang. Laura Ann Jones. Alice Daisy Kellam. Madeline McClellan Kent. Jessica Dorothy Kenyon. Ronia Khalil. Doyen Kim. Sophie Antonia Kinnenmonth. Alice Candice Klassen. Rinroda Komaratatan Non. Kieran Amrit Kao Kuna. Katrina Lacey. Wing Tung Lam. Samantha Louise Lane. Daniel Charles Lardner. Victoria Lauren. Hui Peen Lee. Justin Chin Lok Lee. Na Yeon Lee. Lee Yen Hui. Jake Michael Bolton Leach. Beth Alice Levy. Nicole Lim. Elizabeth Rose Ling. Thomas Sidney Livingston. Melody Logie. Harriet Alice Long. Anna Victoria Longson. Mackenzie Alyssa Lynch. Laura Elizabeth McDougall. Leisha Patricia Daniela Linda Manger. Emily Frances Markham. Rowena Marshall. Kyle William Martinko. Silas James Mason. Alana McCarthy. Chiara Angelina Merlo. Anastasia Sophie Morgan. Danielle Ann Ney. Emily Rebecca Neep. Matthew Eng. Alexander James Norman. Rupert George Oakley, who has also achieved the postgraduate diploma in veterinary clinical practice. James Michael O'Hara. Victoria Louise O'Hara, who is the winner of the 2020 Coleman Medal for the Best Equine Project. Shubra Oj. Alexandra Kate O'Kelly. Laura Elizabeth O'Leary, who has also achieved the postgraduate diploma in veterinary clinical practice. Sorry. David Michael Osborne. Nicole Marie Palmer. Jennifer Louise Parr. Hannah Charlotte Parry-Oakton. Emily Sophia Payton. James Richard Peard. Kipling Christian Peterson. Nicholas Anthony Pelling. Eleanor Alice Perry. Joachim Jack Richard Pescod. Adam Joseph Pettit. Gemma Stella Petty. Georgia Ellis Plumpton. Georgia Kerry Poulton. Timothy Reuben Powell. Rebecca Emma Price. Amy Elizabeth Quinn. Paloma Mavanwi Bibi Quinn Mills. Gabrielle Rappaport. Benjamin Peter Ratcliffe. Rebecca Ratcliffe. Polly Charlotte Rathbone, who has also achieved the postgraduate diploma in veterinary clinical practice. Sarah Rees. Nessie Harriet Amelia Riley. Natasha Alia Binti Roslin. Benjamin Michael Russell. Rebecca Marie Sabin. Josephine May Salisbury. Louise Samuel Napier. Elaine Rose Franzuela Santiago. Amelia Ray Scott. Sherray Mary Elizabeth Scott. Emily Hannah Doran Seidel. Anne Elizabeth Sharp. Kate Sarah Sheridan, who has also achieved the postgraduate diploma in veterinary clinical practice. Laura Marie Shipman. Oliver Richard Siddons. Arya Shwen Sim, who is the winner of the 2020 University of London Batchelor Prize for first place over all years of the Bachelor of Veterinary Medicine course. Amanda Ray Searcy. Eve Alexandra Smaller. Harriet Louise Charlotte Smart. Emily Frederica Smith, who is the winner of the 2020 Mordun Foundation Prize for Research Project 2. Emma Jane Smith. Rihanna Louise Smith. Amy Elizabeth Smith. Teresa Stephanie Suarez. Stephanie Mary Soloveld. Samantha Soros Jinder. Chase Vincent Sutherland. Cami Stables. Jack Matthew Stanton, who has also achieved the postgraduate certificate in veterinary clinical practice. Stephanie Salome Teresa Stapleton. Holly Lou Stevens. Joshua Michael Stones. Sarah Louise Stores. Mark Stroyd. Lucy Elizabeth Elliott Sullivan. Ailish Catherine Sumner. Rachel Alexandra Tari. Hannah Victoria Tarrant. Ellen Laura Taylor, who has also achieved the postgraduate diploma in veterinary clinical practice. Carol Estelle Taras. Eleanor Mary Thomas. Jenny Pimpika Thongja Rowan Poonpom. Jasmine Jane Thursby. David Guy Tompkins. Luke Alexander Tompkins. Andrea Magda Tonstad. Andres Carlos Toro. Kendall Brittany Truel. Kelly Jordan Alexandra Tucker. Emma Frances Tiyuk. Jane Iona Urquhart Gilmore. Clara Jane Valderrama. Celia Vanderwall. Hanaro Vargas. David James Walsh. Adele Carol Walter. Hannah Simone Ward, who has also achieved the postgraduate diploma in veterinary clinical practice. Momoko Watanabe. Francesca Ann Watkins. Catherine Louise Watkinson. Hannah Elizabeth Watson. Natasha Wayne Wynne. William Elliott Wennell. Hannah Marie Weston. Holly Wharton. Emily Victoria Whitby. Eleanor White. Victoria Anita White. Thomas James Whittingham. Perry Eve Wigan. Jonathan Martin Wilkins. George Oliver Henry Williams, who is the winner of the 2021 Mordown Foundation Prize for Research Project 2 and has also achieved the postgraduate diploma in veterinary clinical practice. Rachel Louise Williams. Francesca Margaret Williamson. Jessica Caroline Wyndham. Emma Winch. Mary Wong. Vivian Wong. Clara Warnell. Amy Elizabeth Wynne. Dylan Yaffe. Olivia Millicent Bryan Yetman. Ya Hui Yin. Y Quinn Yoon. This concludes the presentation of the graduates. Please join me in congratulating them.
Excuse me while I go and lie down in a cold place somewhere. could I just say congratulations to everybody that's just reaffirmed their graduation this morning. Very, very well done indeed. Congratulations. We now turn to a very special part of the proceedings because we now, as RVC, stand back and we hand over to the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons for the reaffirmation of the declarations that you have all made previously. So without any further ado, I now hand over to Lizzie Locket, who's the Chief Executive Officer of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons. Lizzie.
Thank you, Principal. Wow, what a lot of you and such enthusiasm all around. Amazing. So I'm delighted to be here this morning for this section of the proceedings, the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons admissions ceremony, or today, reconfirmation of admissions. Now, I hope that those of you who've been veterinary surgeons and veterinary nurses for 1 or even 2 years understand the significance of what is about to take place when shortly the RCVS President, Dr. Melissa Donald, will ask you to make your declaration and to reaffirm your membership of the college, this time in person. But for those family and friends who may not be aware, I'll just take a moment to explain. Although the Royal Veterinary College and the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons sound very similar, and we're often confused, we actually have very different roles. While the RVC is a veterinary school, and global #1 at that, the RCVS is principally a statutory regulator, although we also have a role under charter to lead the professions too. Veterinary surgeons need to be registered with a college in order to practice in the UK, and veterinary nurses need to be registered with us in order to carry out specific delegated tasks. Being on the register requires the meeting of educational standards, which your graduation confers, and staying on the register means keeping up to date and abiding by our code of professional conduct. But people do still get confused. This means that when Mr. Angry rings up to say that our students have been running amok in Camden, we can pass him straight on to Stuart. Yet when Stuart gets a call to say that veterinary surgeon X has done something they probably shouldn't have, I'm sure he has great pleasure in passing that straight back to us. And of course, it was even more confusing the year that Stuart was also our president. So, in a nutshell, once you stop being Stuart's responsibility, you become ours. And there was a sweet spot right after you graduated and before you registered when technically you could do what you liked. But I'm afraid that moment has well and truly passed. So I'm delighted to hand over to our president, Dr. Melissa Donald, to invite you to reconfirm your admission to the college, this time in person and in front of all the amazing people who have supported you to get this far.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Lizzie. So this is the part of the day's proceedings when you formally reaffirm your title of veterinary surgeon or registered veterinary nurse, the culmination of all those hard years of work. I'd like to invite both our recent veterinary surgeons and veterinary nurse graduates to please stand and repeat the declaration after me, line by line. I promise and solemnly declare that I will pursue the work of my profession with integrity and accept my responsibilities to the public, my clients, the profession, and the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons. And that above all, my constant endeavour will be to ensure the health and welfare of animals committed to my care. I would now like the veterinary surgeons to please be seated and the veterinary nurses to remain standing while I read the response to you. In the name of the Council of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, and by virtue of the power conferred upon them by the Royal Charter and by Act of Parliament, I do hereby admit you as associates of the said Royal College, and by the same power do confer upon you the right to be styled registered veterinary nurses and to be known and deemed and recognised henceforth as duly qualified members of the veterinary nursing profession. I would now ask the veterinary nurses to please be seated and the veterinary surgeons to stand again for the response. In the name of the Council of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons and by virtue of the power conferred upon them by the Royal Charter and by Act of Parliament, I do hereby admit you as members of the said Royal College, and by the same power do confer upon you the right to be styled veterinary surgeons and to be known and deemed and recognised henceforth as duly qualified members of the veterinary profession. Please be seated. So, congratulations once again. You were on US veterinary surgeons and registered veterinary nurses from the last 2 years. It seems a long time ago, probably for many of you. But yes, you did it in the strangest of circumstances, together with all these people around you. I am Melissa Donald, the President of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, and I have been in this role less than 1 week. Now, compared to you, more than 2 years since becoming official MRCVSs and RVNs, you are well ahead of me in the curve. So today is a day of celebration together, a day of appreciating collecting the biggest key yet that unlocked a myriad of doors that has already started to take you on amazing adventures. The friends and connections you have made already over the last few years will last a lifetime. Your esteemed principal, Professor Stuart, Reid, and I go back more years than I care to remember, since we started at Glasgow Vet School together as mere 18-year-olds. We haven't changed a bit. So look around you now and fast forward a generation. Will one of you be standing up here giving a speech? Who amongst you will be the educators, the innovators, dare I say it, the TV superstar? Who will be doing something totally different? And who will be the backbone of our profession, the ones who day in, day out, continue to be our everyday heroes? But to get here today has taken teams of people. And let's just take a moment to give thanks to them, the sacrifices, the time commitment, and the support you have received. As you start out in your careers, new teams have been there to help you. From the owner of the practice, your veterinary and nursing teams, and of course the support staff, the research establishment, the APHA team, or whatever position you started at. That team wants you to succeed. This is your new community. Many of you will have moved on from that first role already. Others will move little. You need to do what is best for you. You may feel that you're a little fish in a new pond, but the other fish are there to protect you, to help you develop until you're able to swim on your own a bit further and further each week. And there will be times that you feel you're about to get swamped, that you can't cope, that you're swimming against the current. But we've all been there. So try not to compare yourself to the others. We're all individual. You're more likely to hear about the successes, the GDV surgeries, the carvings, the complex diabetic patient. Less likely to hear about the things that didn't go quite so well, So just think about social media. How much of your feed is about the mundane, and we seldom hear about the struggles. So my advice is to find and use your coping strategy. You've already done that with your learning being exposed to the pandemic, and you're already a step ahead. There will still be times, though, when it overwhelms you. I still have an annual recurring nightmare that I haven't passed my finals and can't be working as a vet, an RCVS. I wake up and literally have to bring myself back to the present, or I most definitely am a vet. But talking to others, it seems I'm not alone in it happening. And for me, it's a sure sign that I still want to be part of this profession, that I care so deeply, it makes my subconscious realize how I'll feel if I couldn't have it. So in front of me right now are both veterinary surgeons and nurses. And it's right that we're together, as neither can perform as well without the other. It's a perfect symbiosis, a mutually beneficial relationship. I definitely wouldn't have coped without the nurses in my early career, and my respect has only grown. The skills and knowledge that each of you have compared to the early days 61 years ago, and even I wasn't born then, are incomparable without ever losing the original values of being in this caring role. Your patience with the patients, your bond with the owners, and your skill set with the vets. Which makes me focus on how much the vet world is different from when I graduated. It is continually evolving as evidence and science progresses. And don't forget that for both of you, the vets and the nurses, your degrees are amazing passports. You have opportunities all around you to use your transferable skills. Nobody wants to see you leave the profession, be it clinical or the multitude of other options. But if you love someone, you let them go. You don't hold on tighter. In exchange for this freedom, those of you who go away, please always keep the option open to come back and bring with you your experiences to make our world an even better place. So the changes you will all see are unimaginable, but at the heart of it all must be our safeguarding of animal health and welfare. With every animal comes some form of human contact. Communication is critical as double ligating an ovarian artery. Clinical skills are important, but never underestimate the importance of the non-technical ones. So as your careers progress, use all your skills to make a better world for all the animals under your care in whichever field you go into. Make sure you can stand up in 35 years and say, those years have been the best time ever to be a veterinary surgeon or nurse, as I can stand here and say these past years have been for me. And try to leave it in the best place possible for the next generation. Finally, my advice to you is to be brave, not reckless, but brave. Say yes to opportunities, give things a go. They won't all succeed, but they will take you to places you would never have thought possible. And all the way through, be kind and support one another. Thank you, and congratulations once again. I call upon the President and Principal to complete the conduct of the graduation ceremony of the Royal Veterinary College.
So my congratulations once again, and Melissa, Lizzie, thank you both very much indeed for conducting that part of our ceremony this morning. I don't know how hot it is down there, but I think it's roughly 300 degrees hotter up here. Get it? Thanks. I won't use that one again. So graduation is what it says on the tin. It's a step along the way, and it's a step that you all took some time ago. But I know there's none of us who've been through similar rites of passage in our own lives. None of us will not reflect on events that have been in our past on days such as this. And I'm taken back to actually, to my school days. It was a late autumnal day and the leaves were thick on the ground and just having had their first frost. And we had gone into our careers class, which was conducted actually by our biology teacher, as I remember. And I announced that I was going to, my aspiration was to be a human doctor. And my teacher said to me, he said, "Reid, the only way you're going to get into medical school is if you donate your body to science." So I haven't done so just yet. And here we are today. I know when I spoke to you at the beginning of this ceremony today that I was standing between you and the awards, and now here I am standing between you and your celebrations, and I'm sure they are going to be amazing celebrations today. On graduation days, another reflection is just what a wonderful place the RVC is. Now, I would say that, wouldn't I? And just to remind you, we are QS ranked number 1, and thank you for that, noting that, Lizzie. But it is an amazing place, and although I graduated in a different university, I've been here over a decade, and the RVC certainly gets under your skin. I was speaking to a graduate from some years ago, and he said, "Stuart, you don't understand how special the RVC is." He said, "It was the scene of my first drink, the scene of my first smoke, the scene of my first dance, the scene of my first kiss, the scene of my first real intimacy with my future partner, and the scene of my first fight." He said it was a hell of a night. And I'm sure today is going to be a hell of a day. But if I might, I'll add a few observations, and I know that you've now had many different experiences from your university days, but just to add a few comments from my own reflections on what being a graduate of the RVC means. Add those to Melissa's very helpful and supportive comments. My very first job, I graduated thinking I was the bee's knees, and I was ready to take on anything. And I went to ask my boss what was going to be my task for the first day. Was it a bitch spay? Was it something like a brain transplant? Something not too challenging. And he said, "No, Stuart," he said, "I want you to make a cup of tea for everybody." I looked rather crestfallen. He said, "Look, I've studied for 5 years. I have all these skills. I'm just raring to go." And he says, "No, don't worry. We know that, but we will show you how the kettle works. Don't worry." Second is about communication. My first call to a farm was to a sheep farm in Aberdeenshire. And the farmer said to me, he said, "Loon," which is what they call boys up there. He said, "Loon," he said, "remember this, if folk like you, they'll forgive you anything." And then he looked at his dead sheep and he said, "Just about anything." And so understanding how you're received, understanding what you're saying and how it's received is very, very important. And similarly, understanding what other people are saying to you is important. My first lecture was teaching statistics to veterinary students. Yeah, they didn't like the subject, and I don't think they liked me. At the end of the first class, though, one of the female students came up to me and she said, "Dr. Reid, if I only had an hour left to live, I'd want to spend it in one of your lectures." People sometimes applaud at that point, by the way. But, and I didn't know what it was. Was it the quick wit and repartee, the dress sense, the subject matter? I had no idea. So at the end of the second class, I asked her, I said, "What was it that you so enjoyed about last week's class?" And she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Reid, if I only had an hour left to live, I'd want it to be the longest hour of my life." So I promise you no hour lecture today. But the other thing about today is about being humble is remember that we've been celebrating success, and for those of you who win prizes, that's fantastic. But I'm sure you're all aware as you progress through life, degree classifications count for less and less, and you only need to get 51% to qualify as doctor. And for those of you who maybe were closer to 50 than 100%, and for those who maybe were grade C students or are grade C students or graduates, I can tell you this, it does mean that one day you can be principal of the Royal Veterinary College. So, to Melissa's points about community, you've demonstrated to us all as you spent time with us and have gone out into your professional lives that you are able to look after not only yourselves but each other. And please, please, please keep that sense of community. Join your professional associations, be part of the larger organizations, be part of communities that help one another. And through these pandemic months and years, you've demonstrated that you're able to do that, even though you're not physically in contact. And it's great to see you all here today. I forget who said it, but it's be your own person, be independent, find your own way, don't follow anyone else's path. Unless, of course, you find yourself lost in a wood at night, and then if you see somebody else's path, then it's okay to follow that. And that's true. You can and must turn for help when you need it, and it doesn't impinge upon your individuality. If anything, it makes you stronger. Before I go to the thank yous, my final charge to you really is try to remain, whatever it is you do, try to be happy. Find something that you love and do it, and frankly, then you'll never do a day's work in your life. The veterinary professions provide such a broad church, there is something for us all to do, and careers for everybody. And so to the thank yous. So I can see here at the back of the room, there are many, many, many happy faces. Some of them were relieved, I think, that you made it through. Some of them are perhaps a little surprised. And certainly this afternoon, they will remember, they will be looking back on the days that you took your first steps, when you went to kindergarten, when you won a prize at sports day, or not, when you left home to go to university, when you started your jobs, or went into further study. And they are so proud of you that even now, it's a great day to ask them for money if you're going to do it. So we actually had a family that had 3 students graduating on the same day a number of years ago. One was getting a BVetMed, one was getting an MSc, and one was getting a PhD. And I rather cheekily asked the parents which child they loved the most. And they said, actually, we love them all, but we love the other one, Michael, because he got a job. So, as I know many of you have. But to you, the graduates, Melissa's already said this, but if you can see your family, even maybe stand up, look around, why don't you stand up and applaud them for all the support they have given you throughout these years? Go ahead. Thank you. Now, I know that many of you were involved or at RVC when we were doing some of our building projects. I know they've not all been popular, but we continue to invest in our capital infrastructure, and although we're still looking to raise money, I do know where you live, so I will be coming after you. But it's actually not about the buildings. We are nothing without our people. And many of the people who have helped you on your way aren't here this afternoon. Some of them are still keeping the good ship RVC afloat, but some are sitting behind me, and very many of our professional services colleagues who you will have had many interactions with are elsewhere. And on your behalf, I thank them for helping you to get to where you are today. So thank you, colleagues, wherever you are. But finally, my attention turns back to the front of the hall and to you former students. Now colleagues, there's a scary thought. We are, of course, you are our raison d'etre. We are a first-rate clinical facility, we're a first-rate research facility, but above all, we're an educational institution, we're a university. And it's because of that. Without our students, we would not exist. And so to you, thank you, because you make us who we are. And I also know that whilst you may have chosen us because of our reputation, that's QS rank 1, I would now say to you, our reputation is in your hands. And I know that that's a very safe place for it to be because you are our best and strongest ambassadors. So thank you. And we look forward to working with you as your careers develop, wherever that may be. So I returned to my school days for a final reflection, and it was a maths class. Now, educational techniques have changed, as you'll gather. The maths teacher came into a class and said, "Boys, you're so stupid, you don't know how stupid you are." And he said, "And I'll prove it. Stand up if you think you're stupid." Well, we weren't that daft, and we sat still. But then a lad sitting next to me, Michael Martin, he'd spent a couple of years in America, so we called him Tex. Not Texas or anything, but he had an American accent. And Tex was one of my mates. And then, to my absolute horror, Tex very, very slowly got to his feet, and he was a big lad. And our maths teacher looked at me and said, Michael, you don't think you're stupid, do you, really? And he goes, no, sir, but I couldn't see you standing there all alone. Now, I'm looking around the room and I recognize that I'm the only person standing, so perhaps this is a good place for us to stop. So, to all our graduates here today, thank you so much for all the things that you have done for us, especially during those pandemic years. And all I have now to say to you is remember that wherever you go and whatever you do, you will always be an RVC graduate. Why don't you give yourselves a standing ovation? Congratulations. Go ahead.
You have no idea how difficult it is being chair of council of the Royal College of the Royal Veterinary College. Nearly got the wrong Royal College there. I mean, we've had stellar speeches from our principal and also from the RCVS president, and wonderful, wonderful histories of you as you got your degrees coming across the stage. And I kind of think that as you come up with your plain black gowns on, you look a bit like my old geography teacher, but then you get your hood and all of a sudden you are the proper, professional, qualified, wonderful people who are going to go out into the world, or who are already out in the world, with the qualifications and the skills and the expertise that you've developed during your time with us, and it's very uplifting. So it's been a mascara running morning for me this morning. We're all incredibly proud of you, and it's now my formal duty to declare this assembly ended, and it's time now for us all to go and really celebrate. Thank you.